The film opens with a man named Josh Kovacs, who serves as the building manager of a skyscraper in New York City known as the Tower. On his way to work, he encounters a man named Slide, who threatens him if he doesn't start walking on the other side of the street. One of the residents in the tower is Arthur Shaw, a billionaire who has built his wealth on Wall Street and resides in the penthouse. Today, the doorman, Lester, escorts Arthur to his car as Josh arrives, opening the door for Arthur. Arthur expresses his interest in starting a hotel and shows admiration for Josh and Lester. As Josh prepares for work, the building's general manager, Mr. Simon, informs him that he has yet to see Charlie at the concierge desk and needs to be there in 3 minutes. Shortly after, Josh encounters a woman named Odessa who desperately needs to marry someone and then advises Miss Levanko to study for the bar exam during her lunch break rather than at work. Suddenly, a phone starts buzzing, and a man named Enrique apologizes. Mr. Simon introduces Enrique as their new elevator operator, requesting Josh to give him an opportunity. Josh tells him that no tips are accepted at the tower under any circumstances. Meanwhile, Charlie arrives 20 minutes late, and Josh warns him that Mr. Simon might let him go. However, Charlie explains that he's anxious because his wife, Josh's sister, is in her 3rd trimester with their first child. Moments later, Mr. Simon asks Josh to request that the tenant, Mr. Fitzhugh, vacate the premises. Josh approaches Fitzhugh, who has been evicted and must leave as the banks arrive the next day. Fitzhugh reveals that he used to work at Merrill Lynch, but has lost all his investments, leading to financial difficulties. Initially, Josh insists that he must leave, but eventually, out of sympathy, he concedes, saying they might be conducting elevator maintenance the next day and will inform the bank to return another time. Josh later observes Arthur interacting with Enrique and becomes concerned. He tells Arthur that Enrique is still in the interview process. However, Arthur insists on hiring him full-time, much to Enrique's delight. That evening, Lester informs Josh that it will be his final year at the tower before retiring. Josh is surprised but expresses his best wishes and acknowledges that he will miss him. The next day, Josh witnesses Slide confronting a woman, and later, he and Lester notice a car parked for 2 days without receiving a ticket. Men suddenly emerge, assuming it to be a theft. Josh instructs Lester to lock the doors. He rushes in, shouting at the staff that it's a code black. They can't see the men but suddenly realize that Arthur is being kidnapped. He pursues the kidnappers across the streets, yelling for them to stop.